Check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Welcome to America. Welcome to the big show. We don't snatch purses. We snatch bass players. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Dr. Funk live show. Thank you guys so much for subscribing on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, checking us out on Facebook Live, following us on Instagram Dr. Funkenberry, and on Twitter and other platforms. Appreciate you guys. Glad you can join in, whether you're listening and watching live or checking us out at a later date. Today, we're going to be talking about the new surprise release of Welcome to America. That is going to be hitting July 30th. And The Truth, the Record Store Day release, and other things going on. I appreciate you guys, and we're going to get into it. We've been waiting for some stuff, and it's happening. So how are you guys doing tonight? Everyone checking in from around the world, checking out your comments through YouTube Live, which I don't understand why it doesn't cross over to the other shows afterwards and with Facebook, unlike Facebook Live, which you can't. Wish you guys could all see each other's comments though. But those things are quite cool of what has been going on. I let you guys know a few weeks ago about the Record Store Day release of The Truth, because I feel, this is my feeling, that you guys can handle knowing stuff before the general public and it doesn't ruin things, in my opinion. And kept my mouth shut about Welcome to America, just like I do with other things. But it's very cool that The Truth is coming out, new artwork by Steve Park. It will be a Record Store Day release, 13,000 copies worldwide on black vinyl. So it makes me think that there might be another pressing down the road on purple vinyl. So, you guys, and then you got the new track, not only with the announcement of Welcome to America, you got the studio version of Welcome to America, which a lot of people haven't heard. And then people are only familiar with the live version from recordings that you possibly shouldn't have. And that's how people knew about it. And the studio version is completely different. And you got Tal Willingfield playing bass on it, and she's happy that that's out. Chris Coleman on drums. You got Shelby J. You got Liv Warfield. You got Elisa Fiorillo, Lisa Deese up in there. Morris Hayes. Make sure to check out 60 Minutes. I sent congratulatory text to Morris and Shelby and hit up Tal as well. Also hit up Matthew Bitton. Haven't hit up Dwayne yet or Trevor, but this is what everyone has been wanting, right? New material that's unreleased, and you do get a Blu-ray with it, albeit only with the box set, and we're going to get into that and all your questions. Steve Parks on Clubhouse right now. I think PRN alumni is doing their stuff. Thanks, guys. Clubhouse. So studio version is ridiculous, and there is so much going on in the headphones. Exactly. When it comes to Prince recordings, if you guys don't have an expensive pair of headphones and you have stimulus money or something else, get yourself a good pair of headphones, because there's so much layers of Prince that there's stuff that he records so low in the mix and other things. And even if it's stuff from back in the day, you're going to hear things you haven't heard before. Bose headphones, other stuff, make sure to get them, because the journey is even more of something. The Ordered Mind. And we have nothing but love for PRN alumni. Everyone knows that. We had them on the show last week and we raised money for them, and that's awesome with their journey. So Paul's asking, why wasn't this released in 2011? Was it because the market was singles driven then? I personally believe, because you just had 2010 come out and that was in the papers, and this is going to come up later on because this is so early in the show. But He had Welcome to America done, and we're going to go through the tracks on there. But then during Welcome to America, especially the Forum run, which is taken from that show, from that run, the DVD and the 7-inch that's available through the print store only. You know, he met someone during that time, was also working with albums on Shelby J for a few years, and with Liv. Then he met Andy Allo, and then was working with Andy. And then through Andy, you know, he always had this thing of in the back of his mind of having an all-female band, which Andy was originally going to be a part of. And there was other people through the years that were supposed to be a part of it in Prince's mind, like Orianthi on guitar. Those things didn't happen. So you have you have Welcome to America done. And there's so many other projects you guys don't realize that never see the light of day, that have full artwork and so many other things. So you have Welcome to America, planning on doing that stuff, doing some songs from it live, still doing stuff from 2010 Future Soul songs, Sticky Like Glue. You meet Andy, you're working with Andy, you're having the idea for Third Eye Girl, Plectrum Electrum, Artificial Age, you have all these other things. And I remember talking with Femi Gia, who one day I would love to have on the show, and probably would break Stephen Hill and Scotty Baldwin records. But Femi would tell me about Prince having like an entire album recorded in a day or two. And while he was mixing it, during the time that Femi was mixing the songs, Prince would come up with the artwork and photos and already have a booklet for it. And like, you done? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, here, put this with it. So there is so many, when these people are like, oh, the vault's a myth because they're not putting out stuff at the pace that everyone wants. There's so much completed material that has finished artwork and other things in it and categorized, but he would move on so quickly. Like when the music club was happening and he dropped In the Arms of Santana, can't remember that song, well, like super cute. And then that one song, I loved it, When I Lay My Hands on You. Loved it, thought it was completely different, loved how much it sounded like Santana going to that solo. Prince was already bored with that by the time he put it on the music club, because it's been sitting there for a couple years. So with Welcome to America, it's done. And remember, the last time that he had a deal was in 2009 with Target for the Lotus Flower release, along with MPLS Sound and Bria Valente's Elixir. Now, then you have the newspaper thing for 2010. So he's trying to look for different things to do. And then even before he went overseas to do the 2010 tour, which ended up being the Welcome to tour, he did meet with Warner Brothers to get them to release the 2010 album, which I would believe was going to be the deluxe edition, and a DVD of Montreux. And Morris Hayes, we talked about that a few years ago on the show, and I'm hoping like someone will be able to take bites of it, put it up on Twitter. But he verified it, that it happened, that they're doing it. But literally, Morris is meeting with Warner Brothers on Prince's behalf less than 2 days before they're going to take over and start doing those Welcome to shows overseas. So, or the 2010 tour overseas, excuse me. So I'm with you guys. Everyone's excited. They want to know what's going on. I have a different setup right now, and we'll get into that. That's why I'm having to lean in more into comments instead of looking up. But I always like paying attention to you guys and doing stuff. As you see, wearing the Welcome to shirt, albeit the one with guys, it only has like the image on the side, so it isn't too much to see. The girls had a little bit more, and the overseas shirts, they had a little bit more, which would be a little bit more colorful. Now, let's go into things, shall we? So, all right, Taylor Swift, hey. And we're going to go through the different things that they have. Now, the track list, you have Welcome to America, which is out. And again, the live version that you're going to get on the 7-inch and that you'll hear of other stuff if it's on YouTube, which it shouldn't be. It's completely different than the studio version that's out. And then Running Game, Son of a Slave Master, very interesting. Born to Die, 1,000 Light Years from Here, Hot Summer, which if it is the version that we're aware of, that was released with the current on June 7th, 2010 to the current in Minneapolis. Although, if you go back and read Controversy magazine, I believe issue 11 or 12, there was a song that he wrote back then called Hot Summer. So I don't know if it was the same one they took it out of the vault, but it's also, there's some time tracks he was working on at the time that ended up being time tracks in the future, I should say. So let me go back through this since I got distracted. Track 1, Welcome to America, which you guys have out now. Then Running Game, Son of a Slave Master, Born to Die, 1,000 Light Years from Here, Hot Summer, Stand Up and Be Strong, Check the Record, Same Page, Different Book, which is out for people that bought off a third iTunes. When She Comes, which is on Hit and Run Phase 2. It might be different though. 1010, Rin Tin Tin, Yes, One Day We Will All Be Free. So you have these things, and is it the same versions? Is it different? We'll have to wait and see. But sometimes, like when you listen to the Sign of the Times Deluxe Edition, and oh, I have Crucial. Wait, what? Different lyrics? We'll see what happens. The first time I heard Same Page, Different Book was at a House of Blues show during the Welcome to run at the Forum. He did 3 shows in one night at the House of Blues, and it was the third show, and it was an instrumental. And Shelby would just be kind of like doing the groove that plays behind it, the what are we waiting for, but just kind of humming it. Didn't do more than that. So When She Comes, heard that for the first time at the Troubadour show number 1. So I heard that stuff before, but all this was coming from the era. And again, it could be things that of why he didn't release it is he was constantly moving in different places, and he didn't have a label at that time, or didn't have the deal that he wanted, or he was going in a different direction. But I talked with people that have worked on the album. Also, before I forget, Chris James, much love to you. I believe he's an engineer on that, and someone else that I haven't talked to before. It's always great to see people that you know doing great things and getting the credit that they deserve, like Morris Hayes being named as, like, you know, he was a musical director of Prince. Prince would put him in charge of stuff when it came to these tours, and he'd be running rehearsal without him and all these other things. So it's just amazing to see people that, you know, doing good things. And when you hear Welcome to America, it doesn't sound like it was recorded 10 years ago, right? And the things that are going on in society right now are so on. And I'm sure when it comes like songs like Son of a Slave, like the Slave Master, there's going to be some things that maybe people will finally understand what I used to say in 2013 that used to irk people, that Prince is a black man and he's a proud black man. And people need to get over that and understand it, that he intertwined all these different things, but he never forgot where he came. And people try to rewrite stuff, and that just isn't fair. So I feel that when I talked with people that worked on this album, that the lyrics in this release, there's so many things that are going to be so on point with what's going on in our world in 2021. So, you know, that's what it is. Like here, like I'm blessed to have whatever they put out. A lot of people don't feel that way. And then Elaine says, I read Morris Hayes said there is a different version of When She Comes. See? So there you go. It's just like what I said. I don't want to make assumptions and put it out there and then people go, it's that. And then there's someone in here that said it's very different. I will probably say, all right, my assumption is right. Thank you very much, my man. I owe you a phone call soon. So, you know, these things going on, it just seems that you guys generally like it. So it's a good thing. And I want to get that. And I also want to thank all the groups that share my stuff, whether it's Purple Army LA, Purple Funk SF, Australian fans, UK fans, Netherlands. I have nothing but love for you guys. And I just appreciate it and glad that we can all come together and be excited about this stuff. And yes, it seems like with every release, there's always a gripe of things, and we will get into that. And we can come to, you do have a 7-inch version that's limited edition. The estate is listening because you're only allowed to get 2 copies of this 7-inch that has Welcome to America and then live versions of it along with Dreamer. You can only get 2 copies of that. So they're listening to you guys for sure. And then same with the version that's going to be at Target. Target has a limit that you can only purchase 1 of the vinyl, the clear vinyl. If you have a Target card, maybe you can have 2 separate orders, or a few if you want that. There's a way around it, but at least they're listening to what people were upset about, of people grabbing multi things before other people have a chance to get it. So they are listening. Now, let's talk about the huge box set first, because you do have the black vinyl and the gold vinyl that's available through the print store. The thing that you can order through other places is the deluxe edition along with the print store. And I'm just going to read everything verbatim just for people that may be listening to their car or other stuff that can't read it. But the details of the huge package: it's recorded in the spring of 2010 and then mysteriously archived by Prince before its release. The statement album, Welcome to America, documents Prince's concerns, hopes, and visions for a shifting society, presently foreshadowing an era of political division, disinformation, and a renewed fight for racial justice. The album features some of Prince's only studio collaborations with the bassist Tal Wickenfield, which we discussed earlier, same with drummer Chris Coleman, engineer Jason Agel, with additional contributions from New Power Generation singers Shelby J, Liv Warfield, and Lisa Fiorillo, and keyboardist Morris Hayes, who Prince also recruited to co-produce the album. Now, this is where we get more of the information on the deluxe. The deluxe edition of Welcome to America combines the 2 LP and CD versions of the album with a never-before-released Blu-ray of Prince's full April 28, 2011 performance at the Forum. Why did they choose that show? We'll get into that. Part of the Welcome to America's tour historic 21-night stand in Los Angeles. The show is presented in stereo, 5.1 surround in Dolby Atmos, and includes 24 tracks from across Prince's career, from his biggest hits to fan favorites to 10 rare covers. In addition, the deluxe edition features a 32-page 12 by 12 book, exclusive poster, an embossed vellum envelope, a limited edition memorabilia, all housed in a luxe gold embossed package. Experienced as a complete package, the deluxe edition provides an immersive view of Prince's creative genius during his spontaneous, energetic, and thought-provoking Welcome to America era. Matthew Bitton put this together, who's worked on several projects, and Prince was a huge fan of his Miles Davis Bitches Brew release. Matthew has worked on the Sign of the Times Deluxe and several other things, including the Ultimate Prince set. And it's also done with Trevor Guy, who's been around since the Third Eye Girl era and also helps with things that go on. And he also was behind and still is behind in some way of MPG publishing. So you have these people helping out. If anyone's name I've forgotten, it wasn't done on purpose. So, just the double vinyl and CD. I know that people are upset that they have to get all of that for the Blu-ray. I will say that I'm hoping at some point, just because, you have to think, it's just like the Tonight Show and other stuff, where we have to think of the 18 to 35 demo and not like the fans that may be what Prince has and trying to reach out to a younger generation. So this may upset some people and I love physical releases. I also like streaming, to be able to have this stuff and do it. I understand that they want you to get this package in order to get that. The same time as sometimes they're pricing things out of a younger generation's ability to get these things. I do like that you do have the CD, you do have the vinyl separately. CD doesn't sell as well as it used to, and vinyl has overtaken it in sales. but streaming is a tremendously big part of stuff. And the April 28th show, very interesting. That was the night that the royal wedding was happening of Prince William. And it's the first royal wedding since Prince Charles and Lady Diana. And as we see with what's going on with Prince Harry, Americans are enthralled with not just this prince, to a lot of people is the only real royalty that they acknowledge, but they are enthralled when it comes to the royal family. So even though the wedding was in the middle of the night, a lot of people were planning on that, going to bed early. And of course, Prince, during that forum run, especially the Thursday night shows, they were announced extremely last minute for a venue that holds 17,000 people. So that show wasn't announced till late Tuesday night that it was happening on that Thursday. And when we got there, I took a friend. It was going to be their birthday. They were having a bad day, got into a fight with the person that they were with. I said, hey, let's celebrate your birthday, which we did 10 years before at the Oracle Arena, which wasn't called that then, and then the Fillmore. So they wouldn't have been that show if it wasn't for me. And I looked out for our friends. And then when I got there, I get the set list from Karen Sharma, letting it be known, this is what he's going to play tonight, and tell everyone the tickets are $10, because they knew that the show at that point around 6 p.m. only sold 1,700 tickets for Prince at the Forum because of the royal wedding. And there is this show circulating as a soundboard recording that hasn't been released officially. And Prince was saying over and over that night, 1,700 or 17,000, you're getting it all tonight. And aside from Dark and Dance Disco Heat, all the songs that you're seeing on the set list that I posted on that date, and I posted the day of the announcement of this release, was played. And of course, like, I knew the security at the Forum, and they knew that I was recording stuff or doing photos, but it would be with his permission to some extent without using the flash, because he didn't like that. So myself and the people that I was around, that's how they were able to record or live stream with people or take photos, because I was able to do it and the security at the Forum knew me. And I was just like, oh my God, he's doing 17 days. I have to record this. And of course, when Prince does 17 days and that bass is kicking in, all the lights are out for the entire performance. And you're hearing Shelby and Liv and Elisa, and they're doing Lover Girl by Tina Marie mixed in with the 17 days. But I believe that the version itself was around 9 to 10 minutes long. And it was very, very cool. So those are things that are going on. But of all the shows, it's just interesting. That was the first time that he did a cover of Roxy Music's More Than This and closed the show with it. Now, that was the first time in a long time he did 17 days. And at that time, that was the first time that I saw Dark in the set list, until he did it at the first time with this type of band, although it was Third Eye Girl with that horn section at the Sayers Club. After Jimmy Kimmel, the second night, did a show after Jimmy Kimmel Tuesday night, then Thursday night did another show at Sayers, and that's when Dark was performed with that ridiculous horn section. And then I believe that he did that at Montreux as well on one of the nights. Just simply amazing. And it didn't happen at that night of the Forum show. I'm going to be looking at some of your questions. And Kim, thank you. I just want people to agree with this. We need the younger generation to know about Prince. The thing is it also helps, and I should have kept that comment up longer. It also helps you guys get what you want, which is more, more, more. Because when it comes to music, especially because we're with someone that is like other artists right now, he obviously can't tour anymore or do other things. So you need to get that revenue. And we know that streaming doesn't exactly pay that well. But you need to get them in because the younger generation is getting back into vinyl. And those are the things that we want. So if we have it stuff priced at a lower rate to where they can consume it, it could bring them on for the journey. And then you can still get your deluxe box sets that are outpriced for them, but for the hardcore will buy. But if you're getting newer fans, younger fans involved, interested, that more material will get released. You look at Taylor Swift now with her releasing 2 albums last year, and now she just released Fearless, which was her re-recording her remasters with bonus footage and tracks from her vault and bringing in other people to do duets with her. So it is showing now, especially with Taylor and selling over 1 million copies, not just the streams, but actual sales, that the younger generation is willing to spend money on music. For that generation that grew up in a world of Morpheus or Napster or getting stuff for free through their phone, they're slowly gravitating towards physical media like vinyl, albeit the record players they get from Urban Outfitters are crap, but that's another story. You can surprise them with something for Christmas or other stuff to get it. But we need those things to happen, because you get in the younger audience and then they're willing to spend money on stuff. Again, it's going to get you what you want. Then maybe we can get more concerts on streaming services like what I want, and not just a Blu-ray with the set for $100 that I'm going to get. And I feel, like, yes, was this Prince's greatest performance of the Welcome to run at the Forum? No, but any Prince show still beats a grip of other artists. There were shows where he did Endorphin Machine, and then he did 10 minutes of When I Lay My Hands on You. And when he came out, he writhed on the floor. The entire cymbal stage writhed around. Prince was feeling himself, and it was awesome. And Randall asked, do I think Crystal Ball will still be re-released? Much to Prince's ingenuity about owning their masters. I do think that Crystal Ball will be released. The version that you're talking about, I believe, is like where The Truth was included. You're probably not going to get this time, but I feel that's why The Truth is being released on Record Store Day. Hey, Shelby J, much love to you. And I'm so happy for you and so proud. And I'm glad that you're getting all this joy and the recognition that you deserve. And I know that you've had a tough couple of years, my dear, but you're one of the strongest and most amazing people that I know, and a soul filled with love. And I think one of the worst things about COVID is not being able to get a hug from Shelby J. And girl gives the best hugs and probably has the best honey and everything else. Nothing but love for you. Back to the Crystal Ball, I do think you guys are going to get that in the future, and even the other inclinations in 1987 as well. So these are just these things, and that's all. Shelby is saying that all to you guys, and she appreciates your support and everything else that goes on. So these are the things that we are dealing with, and I look forward to the booklet and other stuff, and then of course how to bring this stuff out. And you can see this more than my shirt. And of course, you got to be showing love for the MPG, Morris, Shelby, Liv, Lisa, all of them, Ida. And of course, you have Misty Copeland, which we didn't really see at the LA shows, except for the George Lopez show. And getting there at the sound check and being able to see them rehearse and Shelby do Dance Disco Heat in that setting was really awesome. Like, we were peeking out behind, and I was with the production staff. It was really cool. Here's hoping that you'll see some photos like that. And this is from the Welcome to America New York tour book. There was different ones. I'm going to go through it. I'm not going to show you everything from this, because those who haven't seen it, I want you to have the surprise when you have the booklet. I do have some like backstage passes or whatnot from these events that I will show you, but I do believe there was a few people that had really, really cool laminates for these Welcome to shows. And there was very, very few of them. So I'm hoping that you're going to get something like that. When it came to the Welcome to and us being at the Forum Club, we kind of got stickers. and it would have like the number of the show, what number it was. And that's how it kept track. Although the 21st show ended up being at Prince's place. And I think it was his last night being there. So maybe we could have had more people in there, but we weren't all sharing the information of it. And we'll get into that. These are some shows that were from, again, that were taken in Italy and some of the first few New York shows. But there's some stuff that he shared with me from those shows that ended up being in the tour book. And of course, they released a poster of this, and I really hope, if the estate is watching, much love to you guys. Appreciate what you're doing. Get my shipping stuff done right is all I ask. But I really wish that they hope to put this poster back out in print, because I think you guys would really love to have that. And it was only sold at the New York shows and at the LA shows until it sold out. So just an amazing shot of Prince against, at Paisley Park with the controversy era. And another thing, hopefully they'll have quotes like this, like whatever skin you're in, we're in, we all need to be friends, stuff like that. And then of course, like the cover shot that you guys saw that's in the middle, hopefully they include that for you. And I'm hoping that they will have more Welcome to America merch closer to the release, more so than this shirt. They did sell Prince leggings at the Welcome to shows in LA, and they sold out with quickness. I hope that they add those things back, because I constantly hear about people wanting them and not just the Sign the Times one. So, Ida, John Blackwell on that show, the amazing John Blackwell, Cassandra, Shelby, Elisa, Olivia, Liv, Renato. That band was badass and would mop the floor with anyone. And we'd be doing the after shows, and Shelby would be kicking it off doing Rude Boy by Rihanna. With that band, it was on like Donkey Kong. For real, for real. And some of the special guests they had, Esperanza Spalding, Mint Condition, George Lopez up in the mix. So, much love to Karen for sending me the set list that, for the April 28th show and trying to get the word out. And it did work. We did have people coming in. So maybe the venue, we hit maybe close to 3,000 that night, but it was at first 1,700. And then before I go back to questions and other stuff, this is the Welcome to, it was the California one. And what's funny is that I checked out the email from yesterday. When they were doing the shows in Oakland, when they took a little bit of break from LA, that's when the tour books were being made. And then by the third run of shows, they started selling the tour book for Welcome to for the LA shows. So, and of course, you had these shots that they used for promotion for the George Lopez show and a few other things. And of course, the infamous bowling alley. And just the great reviews that Prince would constantly get. And like I said, this band, just tight, just funky. Like as Prince said at the Welcome to America press conference in New York, bring your foot spray because it's about to get funky. Like with this band and these amazingly talented females that Prince would put a spotlight on, well-deserved spotlight where a lot of people wouldn't give them the opportunities, is just difficult. And then, you got Shelby up in the mix with other things, with Morris, loving this stuff. And I hope that they get the attention. I know that everyone wants shots of Prince. And let's not forget that the lovely twins were a part of those shows and will be on the DVD as well. Just amazing. Sheila, I don't believe was at that show, but, she did play a part in those shows. And I'm sure there's going to be some Sheila questions that we can get into another day. And I'd love to have Sheila on, because no matter what anyone thinks, Prince still had love for Sheila, regardless of a so-called falling out or whatnot. Don't believe everything that you hear, even if you think everything is true. So an amazing shot from the New York show that was used with Prince and Misty Copeland, just amazing. And just the breakdown during Kiss. Again, I don't want to show too much of stuff. I'm not going to show the other tour books. Welcome to Canada, welcome to Australia, and a few others. But, you know, this is a shot that he gave me first, like after Bobby Z had his heart attack, and saying that he couldn't wait for Bobby to play with him again. So these are the things we're looking on. I'm sorry for the people that are going to be listening to this on audio and aren't seeing this stuff, but this is why I want you to be on YouTube and see these things. And then great photo of Shelby, and then the bowling alley in LA. And, you know, Morris got it programmed at 5 in the morning, but we were leaving after watching a DVD where, as Shelby like brought up on the Clubhouse show, about how this woman was looking at Maceo, the legendary Maceo Parker, that, you know, either looked like she wanted to eat him or she was seeing the future and then their kids. And as Shelby put it, she put Prince. She looking at Maceo like he a two-piece with a biscuit. And Prince had that Prince laugh, and it was just so amazing. I'm sure that Shelby would make Prince bust up all the time. It's one of my favorite memories of the hundreds of memories that I have. So, and look, when after the album comes out and we do stuff, would love to have Shelby on, love to have Morris on. I'm sure there's certain things that they signed that they can't do. And it's nothing but love. We'll always support them, but 100% for sure, after the album drops and clearance is done for stuff, we're going to have Shelby on, and she knows I want her on. We have Morris, we have all these people, whether we have them together or separately, it's going to be nothing but fun. Make sure to pre-order this stuff, get it in. If you're watching this show after it comes out, get that funk, because you know that you need it. And just keep supporting and doing these things. And of course, Susie's got, just want everyone to see it on the site, from YouTube and Facebook Live. Susie just saying, you're so beautiful. Everybody always asks how you are. Shelby's got a wonderfully beautiful soul. And I'm sure that, you know, Prince was a technician, a superconductor in so many different ways, that brought out the best of people and had them had hard work ethics and challenge others and to make themselves better. And those are things that are just amazing. Pre-order has been placed. Now, should we start asking how many people, how many copies they purchased? You know, because we know the collectors. That's why I'm saying that they really, you know, a few years ago when I brought it up, that they should release t-shirts, different t-shirts, and have a download of the album, because those t-shirts count as sales. And we know the fans, especially the ones overseas, that they'll buy double everything. So we'll have fans even here in America that will be buying multiple shirts, one to wear, one to keep, but those count as downloads, would count as sales. You know, I came up with that idea before Tyler, the Creator, had his, and he had more sales and streams that week when he debuted at #1. Just saying, sometimes you got to think outside the box. My local record store puts all the new Prince stuff aside for me. So you're going to be getting it from your record stores. That's great. Getting it from the estate. I know overseas fans are having a little bit of a trouble with that, with the shipping cost. I believe that Rocket Pool is going to be covering it. HMV is going to be having the version of having the version that's sold at Target. HMV will have it overseas. Okay. Yep. So, and those are the things that are going on. So that's what it goes on. I need that hat. This hat, I believe I got it at Paisley Park and they still have it. I don't know if it's sold online through the Prince store, but you can also check there. But of course, when everything opens up, we're going to show Paisley Park some love. I'm hoping that a socially distanced event will happen at Paisley with Morris and Shelby when the release albums happens, like what they did for Sign of the Times and what they did for 1999, because these people deserve it. And again, as we brought up at the beginning of the show, please make sure to check out 60 Minutes this week, where you're going to see Morris and Shelby talking about Prince, talking about Welcome to America, and previewing more tracks from the album. So Doc, we broke after buying all this stuff. And look, you have until July 30th. Hustle. That Prince puts tell me all the time, like, you need to hustle, you need to do this, you need to do that. I know it's hard with the times we're going through, but come on. Good music like this, it's good for your soul. And your soul will thank you. For sure. 1 deluxe order, 2 standard CD, 1 clear vinyl, 1 7-inch single. So, these things are going on. So do the hustle. Oh, the conversations I have, I'm like, no one wants to hear that they're not hustling enough. Like, I've done different things from the website to doing social media stuff, helping out behind the scenes of documentaries and other things. No one wants to hear from a person that they respect and honor that you need to hustle more. So my response one time to Prince was, you need to hustle. And his response was, I was hustling when I was putting out the 1999 album and recording the Time album and the Vanity 6 album all at the same time. I don't need to hustle anymore. My hustle is already paid for this studio when we were in Paisley Park. So kind of got me there. But I always feel that you constantly have to hustle. It's like, the Janet Jackson song, What Have You Done For Me Lately? Those are the things that go on with it. But he had points and he had knowledge, where he wanted to be. So now I need to get the 7-inch. I hope you're talking about the vinyl, D. Let's see, 60 Minutes Sunday. Yep, I have it recorded. When I put it on the DVR, it didn't show the description, but hopefully, because with 60 Minutes, sometimes they have planned pieces and there's other breaking stuff, but I'm sure that they'll put it on it. Here's hoping it's at least a 10-minute segment. Of course, I'd love for the entire 60 minutes to be about it, but that's not how they handle stuff. I need the Japanese version also. It's the CD with Blu-ray and a digipack. Oh, I didn't see that yet. Dang. And I always like the Obi stuff, man. The Japanese stuff always looks so clean. Now, if it was Japanese pressings, it would sound even better than where they get it pressed. But those things are amazing. Derek saying he bought the deluxe, gold vinyl, and 2 7-inch, the estate, along with the Target exclusive. There you go. So I'm curious to see what will be released on July 30th. But I'm hopeful at the price ranges for stuff that we can get this album to a well-deserved #1 spot for all these talented musicians and the genius that will forever be known in our hearts as Prince. So the Masters Golf may go late. So please extend your 6 minutes on DVR. Oh, good tip. Maybe extend your recording on the DVR of 60 minutes because there may be a sporting event that goes in it. I don't know on the West Coast how affect it, but it doesn't hurt to do that. So, hey, Gilbert, good talking with you, man. Much love, even though you're in Texas now instead of in your home of LA. Look forward to seeing you this summer when we're all vaccinated. What's up, David? Stacy, Olga, deluxe and Target promo purchased. Yep. It's always nice to pre-order this stuff and have it. That'll be exactly what Shelby said, the GOAT. And I think someone else in the PRN discussions with the lovely twins, May and Nandi, that will be happening tomorrow as well. And I'll try to join them. Someone was like calling him the Goto, the greatest of all time. But I still love the GOAT because that's what he is. And no one can touch that. So Kathy's saying I had to really work Target to get the Sign of the Times Super Deluxe CD. I had to cash in the money on the Circle Rewards. Well, you got it. And they did have like a deal when it came to the Super Deluxe. And I was telling my local record store about it, that they had a thing like buy 2, get 1 for 3. And not just to the Sign of the Times Deluxe, but I was showing them and I put it in my cart that if you're buying 2, you get 1 for 3. And because they were out of it, and then their distributor was having a hard time restocking the Sign of the Times set. So pre-ordered for the first time. Good job, Todd. Yeah. Bob's going to be like extending his 60 minutes, putting it before, checking stuff out. And of course, I'm sure that there will be video footage that will be that night on websites and other stuff. And of course, we'll post that for you and probably in 60 minutes on YouTube. But let's tune in live. Usually 60 minutes is a very high rated show. The last time it was the top rated show of the week was February of this year. So hopefully we can get it Sunday nights. It doesn't compete against Zoe's Infinite playlist, although they shouldn't have moved it from Tuesday nights, even though they did that hot cover of Ariana Grande's Into You. So I never thought I'd say this, but I need that hole bigger than the 7-inch to fit the jukebox. You do have the extenders, and they do sell them at record stores. You may be able to find them online. That's something that maybe the print store can sell, is the symbol extenders, because I want them to do stuff before frickin' other people do it and capitalize on it. So here's hoping that they'll do like 7-inch extenders for that. Going for the truth on Record Store Day, 100% with you on that. Although I don't like lines at all, especially during COVID. It is 13,000 that are being pressed. So here's hoping that it won't be so hard for people to find, and people won't be trying to buy multiple copies and putting it on eBay to screw you guys. So, let's see here. What's up from Australia? I see all of you in the house. Always appreciate the love. I know that we're sometimes, I think it's the afternoon in Australia, but sometimes people that are checking us out in the UK, I know it's in the middle of the night. We are in America. Hey, Jesse. What's going on, my brother? Been about a month or so since we talked. Hit me up. Always good talking with you. Hope you're doing well. It's going against WrestleMania. Well, that's being streamed on Peacock, which is a bunch of crock. I miss the WWE network as well. And their the way that they had stuff and it being so user-friendly, I was always wanting that to be used for something like NPG TV in the future, because of how user-friendly it was and how you can go to different parts of things. It's much better than Peacock is. So yeah, you're 100% right. I will be watching that live on Peacock, since I can't watch it on the network at any time that I choose. It has to be live or I'm screwed. So you're right about that. But it won't be taken away from my DVR recording 60 minutes. So, Electric Fetus stated they were saving some copies of The Truth for online sales. That's cool. I really hope people don't get screwed. There is someone that, offered me to get the release from Electric Fetus. I don't think they're having anything super rare there, but it's always nice to support the Fetus, because Prince was supporting it, in the later years, which is always great, supporting local record stores. Really wish The Truth wasn't a Record Store Day release. The standard release will be better. I do believe in the future you might see it, especially with that confusion of the black vinyl and then purple vinyl. But it is going to be 13,000 pressed. I understand with you about Record Store Day releases, because, yeah, the Ariana Grande coming out and her stuff is ridiculously popular. I know that I'm probably speaking a foreign language to you guys, but they're only having like 7,500 of hers pressed. And then Haim, who I really like and are big Prince fans, they're releasing a 7-inch single with Taylor Swift, and that only has 4,500 copies being made. So I'm scared of those things. And like I said, I don't like doing lines even before COVID. So I won't be exactly in there in line to get it immediately. So here's hoping that The Truth and other releases that I want and what you guys want, you'll be able to get without having to deal with resellers. So thank you, Joelle from Greensboro in North Carolina. Don't know if you're talking to me as well, but Shelby J, the Carolinas. So am I on Facebook? You can find me if you're asking me. It's the Dr. Funkenberry fan page, where people are watching this stream from on Facebook Live, as well as your people on YouTube. So any thoughts on why Jesse Johnson doesn't tour? He sounds great. His work. Well, right now no one's touring, but Jesse is, a question mark wrapped in an enigma. And everyone knows how extremely talented Jesse Johnson is. And no one can speak for Jesse except for Jesse. Just like when it came to Prince. I'd be the conduit for stuff. If Prince had issues with anything that I say, I'm sure that there would be a reprimand or other things. I never had that, but I never spoke for him, and I don't want to speak for Jesse out of respect. And as Prince told me before, and I have the receipts for it, that Jesse is one of his favorite guitar players. So just keep that in mind. And issues that other people had with Prince or Prince had with them, that was his beef, not your guys' beef. And you have to understand that Prince was a very forgiving and loving person. He can be a punk at times. I think we can all kind of agree to that, but he came from a loving place and he forgave. Just because he yelled at you one day doesn't mean that it continued the next. You know, we all can't be perfect, but you have to stop with this negativity and stop getting on the clickbait and other stuff for things. Let's try to have COVID change us into a positive way to where we want more positive information, where we float to these things. And there'd be times, yes, he had issues with people, but he would correct it. Like, he would talk stuff about me about Paul Pearson, but he wanted me to post about Paul Pearson on my site. He wanted to give them promotion. Same with The Time, the original 7, because these are all people that came from Prince, you know? And that's it. Is like, even people that may not have been working with Prince or whatnot, I'd be posting on my site, and then all of a sudden Prince would be like, yo, I don't like this artwork. Let's do it this way, or other stuff. You didn't know what was going on, but if Prince had issues with someone, he'd let them know about it and they would deal with it. He's someone that could fight his own battles for sure. And let's try to be more positive and understand and stop putting everyone against each other. That's all love. And all these amazing people that worked with Prince, they all have a different story to tell. And that's it. And it's all love. And it's all about things for the legacy. And that's what I'm trying to do. Is there a Prince Sexuality long version 12-inch maxi single? Because I remember 30 years ago singing in a white sleeve of black letters, conversing in a 12-inch black sleeve. Man, that probably was a bootleg release, because I have that white label that you're talking about. And trust me, they're maybe in the vault, but that wasn't an official release. Don't think that, you know, you've been looking for it ever since you can't find it and you missed out on something amazing. I know what you're talking about. And when I'm able to go through my vinyl collection, I'll post it like, did someone ask about this, the controversy and sexuality? You're not missing much. It's like a house mix. So do I think the estate will release the truth at some point? I do believe so. I can't speak for them. I don't want to speak for them. Don't want to say stuff. It isn't about trying to get in trouble. But I think that Prince fans, because we have such a love for his music, that it's an insatiable thing that can never be, you know, the thirst will always be there. So I don't want to say stuff and then things don't pan out or other things. But here it is. We're already getting a record store day release of something that's never been on vinyl. We're getting an unreleased album. We're getting a Blu-ray release, and then like more, give me more. But that's how we all are, right? But we're going to be satisfied with stuff. You know, Jelly Bean will be in Henderson in June. And like, look, I know that there's people that want to pay respects to Prince on 421. If you're in the area, if you're in Minneapolis, if you're in driving distance, cool. But understand, a lot of people are feeling tension in Minnesota right now. COVID numbers are going up. There's a trial going on there. And I remember as a kid how this city felt during Rodney King. And if they're going through what I felt as a kid, I truly feel for them. Like, understand that I know that you guys are wanting to pay respect to Prince. Maybe this year, start a few days earlier and go through all his albums one by one and take that journey and do your tribute to him, and being able to be safe and caring about other people. and understanding that we're doing this so we have a future, so there's more peace that happens, and that we're all staying safe and we're practicing true love for one another and not being selfish and putting other people at risk because we have these things. You know, I don't really like saying where I'm going to be and other stuff. Even when Prince was here, like, hey, are you coming to Australia? Hey, are you going to be in the UK? Are you going to be in New York? I wouldn't tell people who I was, and Shelby can attest to this, that they're just like a little tap and she's like, oh, baby, you know, giving a hug. But it's just, if you're not going to be there or not in the area, chill for a bit. Let's have other stuff play out. I'm not trying to be a jerk, tell you what to do. My main thing is about Prince had love for Minnesota. I have love for Minnesota. The energy there is amazing. I know despite of what things happen, there's a lot of love there. And I just want everyone to be safe. And there's other ways to pay tribute to Prince without having to be in that town at that time and save it for another time. We can all party together, hug each other, and have a good time. That's just where I'm coming from on it. And I'm sorry if it's stuff that people don't want to hear. I just truly want everyone to look out for each other. That's just where I'm coming from. Austin, Texas, going to be getting the CD. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Tube, on that. Remember Rodney King very well. And you know, during the second trial, Rodney King, Prince was performing here in LA. And when he was doing Purple Rain and adding the words to a song that wasn't released at that point, cut me, cut you, we both bleed the same color red. We really, truly aren't that different. And bothers me that we're still having this conversation centuries later. It really upsets my soul. But there was so much tension in that room that night. You can cut it with a knife. And there was just this feeling of love when Prince was doing Purple Rain. I know that everyone's heard hundreds of times. But when you have a thing where your city's on edge for stuff that went down that was wrong, that was probably one of my top moments of hearing Purple Rain. Of course, I don't have recordings of that or video, but it'll always be in my mind with my memory. So, yeah. Wish the estate would release a huge box set of Prince 12-inch versions, including B-sides and all. Eventually, you know, remember, there's some stuff that falls under Warner Brothers. There's some stuff that falls under Sony in North America and makes it a little bit hard. So, and Purple Dove, for each day this month, I'm writing how he inspired me and the things I learned from him. 30 days of Purple Love. That's all awesome. So, yeah, human race, except for these UFOs happening a lot, you know, letting us know that they're out there too. So the only love there is the love we make 100%. So, yeah. And apparently through Clubhouse, and those can be recorded now for people that worry about it. His nephew mentioned on Clubhouse more releases are coming as the powers that be are slowly starting to listen to the family's requests and releases for the fans, which is amazing. It's always good to hear that. Similar outlooks on life. Hope they don't release too many singles. I kind of want to take it all at once. You're going to have to probably ignore it because they have to do stuff for promotion. And I will say the way that they handle promotion is kind of like the old school stuff, putting it on YouTube. I'd rather hear stuff organically, I understand, but you're probably going to have to be away from stuff and not click on it. And of course, I will have, because I want to promote as well, we'll be posting that, but it's up to you to click on it or not. You know, do I know of any official live video concerts from the mid to late 80s coming anytime soon? We know that Apple Music signed an exclusive deal for the August 3rd, 1983 show with The Revolution, which is the introduction of Wendy to the band. But that's been now since 2019. That was supposed to come out. So there's that. Who knows if they'll do another COVID special where they put out the Prince and the Revolution live on YouTube again, like they did. But here's hoping. Will Paisley ever release a color version of the Cherry Moon? We had Jerome on before, and he said, if it's anywhere, it's in the vault. If there is that. So, no, that's not going to be the question. There's going to be someone that questions it or someone who says this other stuff. That's someone that was there when the movie was being made, when the print was changed from color to black and white. That's what he says. So the UFOs probably heard about the new prints coming out. Hilarious. Clubhouse isn't helping us with the iPhone. Like, look, Twitter almost purchased Clubhouse. They wanted $4 billion for it. Twitter is already trying to come up with their own version of Clubhouse that will incorporate iPhone users and Android users. It does seem a little bit like, they're looking out for one and not the other. And it could be just this exclusive thing that they're trying to do, but there's ways around it. I have an Android, but I'm on Clubhouse. But then again, have an iPad as well. Now I have some boxes here. I'm still going through people's questions, but oh yes, cool. So here's some stuff. Like I said, I think that they're going to have an actual backstage pass laminate and not this, but these are like some of the stuff that we got at the after shows, like this Welcome to America Live number 10. So it's for show number 10 of that night of the Welcome to shows. Like I said, the 21st show, in my opinion, ended up being at Prince's house. You remember you had 3 shows at the House of Blues. You had 2 shows at the Troubadour. And of course, that was all part of the plan. If you go back and watch George Lopez and they're doing Dance Disco Heat, and when Prince is doing the drums, he says, "Where's Fluffy?" That was this little thing that letting you know it wasn't going to be all at the Forum. It's another pass. This one didn't have the show number, just had the date of May 27, 2011, which I believe was closer to one of the last shows. I have all of these. This one was folded out, but this is like after I got home or whatever, I'd have like a napkin and put it on. So it's for show number 4, show number 9. I remember seeing Nika Costa at Prince's house for the last show after the Forum run. And then, because she was performing like Love Bizarre a lot. And she's like, "Were you at every show?" And I'm like, he wanted me there. And especially if someone's like giving you free tickets to go to something, you're going to go. I mean, nothing beats a Prince concert, right? So trying to do other things, not show everything here. I'm not trying to show off. Just trying to keep it to things. Let's see. Concert tickets. Troubadour. Family Jam's up in this. You guys remember that. Sade's up in this mix instead. Lauryn Hill. And of course, like always having those special envelopes with your name with a little message on it was always nice. Keep that message for myself. Let's see here. No, there's got to be some welcome to stuff. Some letter of a set list. Whatnot. Tavis Smiley Foundation for that one-off show at the Conga Room before they did the 3 nights for the Lotus Flower. So yeah, another welcome to. This is show number 8 on May 5th, 2011. So bunch of tickets. Hopefully I'm not boring you guys with this stuff and just dropped it. I think this is the one. Yeah. April 13th, 2011. Warner Brothers lot. And this was for the George Lopez show. So, wristbands. This is the House of Blues for the second show. Shelby helped me out with that stuff because Karen was overseas at the time dealing with some stuff. House of Blues wristband from that show. Rainbow Children ticket up in here for at the Excel Center. craziness. Yeah, here it is. Welcome to America, the May 5th, 2011 show. And then you just have so much stuff. House of Blues, 2004, Staples Center, 2004, Musicology Ticket, Mandalay Bay. Just so much stuff, so many memories. How to keep them all, and then for one off. And then 77 Beverly Park, the thing that we'd have to get in before we went to Prince's house at that for other things. Tonight's show, visitor pass when they'd be like filming videos on the Universal lot. 3121 Vegas. Do have like an interesting pass for that. I think I may have showed you guys before. Sorry going through this, but if I can't find it, I don't want to bore you guys with things. Let's see if this laminate. Nope. That's for something different. I don't want you guys to get jealous of. Another, this one was show. Well, this one was number 11 as well. I think they mismarked it for the 21 nights for the after show or whatnot. Yeah. Wristbands galore from Welcome To. We'll show that and then we'll put stuff away. But, you know, we'd have bands. David Berger would take care of us that worked for Live Nation, where he'd get me some tables. House of Blues for the third show. Another show at the Forum where he would give us tables. Very thankful for Live Nation for their help with stuff. Oh, yeah, this is the VIP for Rio. To have stuff. So a lot of memories. We'll go into show and tell another time, but since that had to deal with Welcome To, just wanted to share that stuff with you, especially because right now it's not like we can listen to the album or other stuff, but I always try to make sure that these shows are, you know, worth you checking out and being part of. Now let's go back to more questions or whatnot. Do I have a special Prince room in my house? Somewhat my office or whatnot, but I have like shelves of different things, of tour books. That's why I was able like to find these with ease. And of course, these boxes of stuff. So I have things labeled magazines, associated artist stuff. And then like in another room, there's posters I don't have hung up because my vinyl collection, other stuff, you put up frames and other artwork, it takes away from things and it looks too cluttered. And I really like how my place looks. So I don't have Prince stuff everywhere. One day I hope to, you know, have like a place like that or whatever. I just don't have it all spread out around the house. Prince is a huge part of stuff, but it isn't everything that I'm into. There's so many things from Miles Davis to current music to so many other things I like to Sinatra. So need to get that stuff archived better. Well, they're in the boxes. They're different stuff. Yes, it's different years, but that was probably like the 2000s. That's why you have Rainbow Children and then Musicology and then other things, and even like a 3121 napkin from the house. So, you know, try to have these things going on. So, Prince wouldn't want to release. Wish he would. Prince has said himself before that this stuff would be released after he was out. And look, this is like a completed project and other things going on. So, you know, let's try to go on that. Wish you had done what Metallica did, where you could scan your concert ticket and get a digital download of the show. I talked with him about stuff like that. He did say interesting to me, but it may have just been like, I don't want to talk about that. Because sometimes when we talked about Justin Timberlake, he'd say, I don't want to talk about that. You know? Election is so inspiring. Looking forward to going through mine. But no, I didn't all of them. Like, look, there's so much stuff. And sometimes I think people worry about what other people have in their collections. We all have amazing experiences that can't be touched. And there's going to be stuff that I have. There's going to be stuff that someone else has that I don't have. And that's 100% okay. And stop trying to have it be a competition. There's so much stuff out there, and not everyone can have everything. And just be grateful. Like if someone has an experience I didn't do, I went, oh man, I hate you. I'd be like, tell me about it. I want to hear about it. That's incredible. That's awesome. Because everyone's got a Prince story. Everyone. So Vanessa, I need to hear the story of when you said Vanessa, they're asking for you. That was at Paisley Park After Dark. And by the way, Cheesecake Funk is back at Paisley Park where it belongs. Know that. Follow it. Get it. But if you're diabetic, only have one freaking piece. Dang it. We want you here for a bit. Yeah. In the middle of the night, Prince is doing a show at Paisley Park and is like, get the word out. And he's like, where's Vanessa? So I made sure like to tweet at you and the Vanessa they're asking for, and I think Crystal Reina as well saw it, and I think that she had more of a direct contact to you than I did at the time. But we're making sure to get your butt to Paisley. I'm sure wherever you were, it was about 20 minutes away, and you still got there within 5 minutes after hearing about it. I gotta go. Prince is calling. Peace. So, yes, thank you, Prince, for playing all the future music for us. Where to find the Sign of the Times box with your Ford? I need one with my that's the overseas, the German edition, right? I don't know if it's still in print, or it may not be the box, but now it's a DVD set. Thank you. That was the first thing where I was able to write like a forward for it. I'm very appreciative of that. Just want the music. Yeah, that's what it's all about. I 100% agree. Screw this other stuff. Much love to DMX. You know, he recently was telling a story about Prince that you guys should check out. It's just crazy, man. All the stuff that happens. But for sure. Did I miss any questions or what stuff going on? What up, Rodney? Michelle cherishes the day that you met him face to face. See, everyone has Prince stories, and whether you met him or didn't, everyone's got stories. Everyone has journeys, and you know what? They're all important, and it all should be taken at face value. Let's not do revisionist history because it's all amazing on itself. Yeah. DMX said Prince was a G. Same with Tupac, man. Tupac loved him some Prince, where he wanted to tell Prince, I love women like you do, man. I get it. Although our friend Pej, when Tupac was at a Glam Slam show and Prince was rapping Days of Wild, Tupac was like, is he rapping? So it's just interesting that even Tupac had that stuff. But, you know, he was bumping Days of Wild. I was at the door taking names at a club. I told the guys around the club I had to go ASAP because I had to go to Paisley. Haven't seen them since. Uh-oh. Is that a good thing or a bad thing, Miss Cheesecake Funk? Positive memories of love. And that's what I take from everything. I'm not going to let other people ruin memories with their stupidity. But it's all what it's about. It's all about the journey and the passing of it, and that you did things for the right reason. And that's what it's all about. Sorry, guys. I'm reposition things. And I'll tell you why in the future. It's the incredible music. It helps me get through life. 100%, Michelle. Totally agree. So let's see. The night I rushed out to Paisley. Sign of Times box set concert included is great, but why wasn't the actual concert film included? They don't own the rights to it. That's all it comes down to. Is it's in so many different hands, and that's why other countries release it. Eventually, here's hoping that it'll be all under one roof eventually. So that's how I look at it. But that's why they couldn't incorporate it, is because they don't have the rights. Because Warner Brothers passed on it when it originally came out, and he made a deal with the movie chain out in the US at the time called Cineplex Odeon, because he wasn't planning on touring the US for Sign of the Times. So I figured putting this concert film out would be okay. Yeah, sure, Prince. We wanted that. I mean, I'm glad that we have it, but that Sign of the Times, man, can't nobody F with us. So Tupac. And of course, the Thugs Get Lonely 2, the original version that was using If I Was Your Girlfriend, the live version from Sign of the Times. And I still don't think that that version's out. And even with Pac's life, even though that was 1 minute and 35 seconds long, everybody needs to chill. The original, I don't think that one's circulating either. Where's Don P? What are the thoughts on the doc coming out soon? I hope that my part was cut out. Especially because I haven't really heard from the guys, and I think money was still owed, and that there was another story that was going to be told that didn't happen, and maybe I'll help out with a documentary of that in the future. But I hope it puts Prince in a good light and focuses on the stuff of the way and Moss and all them. But how things kind of played out. If I'm on the cutting room floor, I'm more than okay with it. We'll have other things to do. Is that the record I sold you at Paisley Park? Which one are you talking about? You sold me a record at Paisley? See, when you were doing merch, I don't think I was there too much, but I did have someone get me like a Get Off vinyl from you, but it wasn't me personally. I don't have the Get Off vinyl around me. It's like something floating around here. There's many documentaries coming up. There's unofficial stuff. It'll be mostly, we're still waiting on the Netflix one. So, yeah. Netflix doc, no. I got to hit up some people. Here's hoping that we get some update on the Netflix doc by the end. It was a gold album. No. I mean, this is the Welcome to Canada tour book. I was showing tour books from that era earlier. Not the iPad, but the Welcome to California one, the Welcome to New York. I didn't bring out a few others. I may not have the UK one. See, like I said, you can't have everything. I try, but I don't have everything. I'm grateful for what I have, but it's not like I have every single little thing. I have a lot, and I'm extremely grateful for it, but everyone has different stuff. It's a gold album. Don't know. We can talk about that later, but I really don't know. How it goes floating around you, man. Nah. So, here, let me put a link to donate again. Although I'm sure everyone's like, bro, we can't donate to you. We just had new Prince releases we need to get, man. You crazy. So, let's see here. Hold on a second. Apple Music, Friday releases. Okay, let's get back to stuff. Any questions before kind of wrap up? Because I know we can do this for hours, but I'm sure some of you want to get back to playing Welcome to America again or other stuff. So, like I said, don't have everything. I was a youngin' when there was stuff everywhere, and when you're only maybe getting like a few dollars allowance, you can't really be getting stuff. Like for my birthdays, I'd be like making sure that I got money so I could be buying music and other things for myself and finding releases. And just, it was hard then. Prince wasn't on a lot of people's radars. And that mostly was by his own design. So let's see. Happy out there's some really cool conversations on there. Must be talking about Clubhouse. Just need crystal ball to finish my collection. You're talking about the little thing that you got to worry about. Dr. Frank Walmart be clearing Welcome to America. They may not have the special edition version, but I'll check stuff in live time. Let's see. Of course, they had a special edition of Ariana Grande. Don't give me crap, man. I like my pop music like everyone else. Yeah, they Walmart will have Welcome to America on CD. Interesting enough, they have the deluxe, which is $4 more than the estate is selling it. They also have the vinyl, which is a few dollars less than where I've seen it. But yes, Walmart will be carrying it, but you can pre-order the item now and they'll ship it on July 29th. So there you go. Answer the question in real time. Walmart will be carrying it. On Chris's birthday list were albums, print stuff. He knew the real ones were right there with him. Those New York City shows. Welcome to America. Yeah, that tour book. Doc, do you know if all record stores will be carrying the Truth album? Those that are participating in Record Store Day, not all record stores here in LA are participating in it, especially with COVID protocols. They don't want lines. But yes, if they are participating, they should be able to order it. So it's up to your local record store to order it. Let them know that you want the funk. You want the acoustic funk of the Truth. So do I plan on being more active on Clubhouse? After a few certain things, it's just I'm part of things, and I'll probably be part of the Twins PRN discussion tomorrow. There's just so many other print stuff, and sometimes they run super long. And I love to join in the Taylor Swift and the Weekend discussions. I just have other things going on right now that I can't exactly talk about, but I really would like it to where everyone is able to join and we can have our own room over there without having to have kickback of people that have supported me that aren't on Apple devices. So, that's what goes on with it. I like being on Clubhouse. I plan on being with the Twins, but it also depends on other stuff that have going on, and I will talk about that after April 22nd. So, let's see here. Any more questions about the release? Not as many people are in this room that seem to be upset about it only being available on Blu-ray than streaming and only being available on the expensive package. Yeah. There's 2 record store days this year. Do you think something will come out for the second record store day? It's possible through Warner Brothers. Now, remember, this is a Sony Legacy one, and the other record store day release that they had was the cassette of the Versace Experience before it was released on vinyl later on. So it's possible, but for June 12th, it's just for the Truth and the other stuff that I'm after. Already let my record store know they have always. That's good. So where can you find tour books now? Can your record store order it? You're gonna have to find them on eBay and pay an arm and a leg and maybe a kidney for some. That's all I can say. But here's hoping. There is quite a few that have been reprinted. They're on the Prince Estate website, I believe, but the Welcome Twos, not so much, but perhaps maybe by the release, they'll have some. So Warner Australia better make this available to Aussie fans. Well, remember, this is Sony Legacy putting out Welcome to America. So you'd have to get on Sony Legacy Australia to make sure that they're putting out the Welcome to America. Even with the Truth, that falls under Sony Legacy, not Warner Brothers. So just bought a DVD player to play all DVDs, but no Blu-ray. Guys got kids or whatever. I mean, my PlayStation 4 isn't mostly for video games. It's for me to play my Blu-ray. But that's how I get around that. What happened to Tamara in the Scene? Still in the 80s. Look at eBay now. Real expensive. Yeah, you got to get lucky, or record stores that carry stuff that have it. Maybe you'll get lucky in there. Let's give it 6 minutes and we'll wrap up. Try to make it a 90-minute show. Pushing through stuff, and I don't want you guys to get bored. But again, last minute questions. I'm looking forward to the release, obviously. We're getting a bunch of different versions. I saw someone on Instagram like, you really expect us to buy this on black vinyl, buy this on gold, and buy the expensive one to get the Blu-ray? And the short answer is yes. Yes, they do. So those are all the things of marketing genius. Speaking of which, hold on. Sorry, give me a moment, guys. I'm more flexible than I thought. Just like with this, it's the latest Ariana Grande. Give me crap. but like this is like a Coke bottle version, and they're gonna have like different Target versions. But her stuff goes up ridiculously in value. It's just crazy. I can't explain it, and I do like her a lot, although this album isn't like exactly my favorite, but I've been playing Into You a lot, which is still the jam. Plays on Xbox One. Yep. Try to always answer questions. You're welcome, Koki. I hope you're saying your name right. Apologize. I love vinyl. Who doesn't? You know, need this shirt. You need a. Like, here's hoping that they have other stuff. It says "Welcome to America" on the back, but it's mostly black. And then, like, say if I'm wearing like a jacket or another shirt on top of it, you're not even going to see Prince's image. So I buy the box anyway, but I'm pumped about the Blu-ray, of course. Love Ariana. Thank you. Like, I love Dua Lipa too. There's other stuff like, you know, I like positive music and all these other things, and I cannot wait to hear the socially and political lyrics on Prince's "Welcome to America" and see if it ruffles some feathers or not. So, I'd like to see a documentary about the Black Album. Maybe one day. You know, probably have to be a mix of the Black Album and Love Sexy because all those intertwine, and then that way can be packaged and get attention on that. So Purple Dove 7, I'm going to put this out for just to state people watching. Like, oh, you're not even negative people. But I think it's a reasonable price for the deluxe. You get a 32-page book, which no doubt will be amazing in itself. And Matthew Bidden, you know, I'm sure that he'll be bringing it. He is a Prince fan, you know. So these are these things. Either do you know anything about the Bonnie Raitt recordings of Paisley Park from like 91? We don't know if it's in the vault or if Bonnie had this stuff turned over. It's just that Prince did say that was one of his biggest regrets, was not finishing the project with her. So it may have been stuff that's discussed and something was never put forth final. But you know, that's where I Can't Make You Love Me. It wasn't exactly recorded, but it is on those sessions that she had. And of course, Prince did his own version of I Can't Make You Love Me. And of course, George Michael, an amazing version of that. So, you know, needs to be a deluxe CD version. You're going to give them ideas and they'll put it out later and have you guys buy it triple time. CDs just aren't selling as well as other product right now. So that may be put into it. So have I been interviewed for any upcoming documentaries on Prince? I have been. This one's from a few years ago, 100 pounds ago. So I'm kind of hoping that it doesn't get out there. But I look forward to helping with other stuff that forwards Prince's legacy and other things that I wish you guys would know about. I have other ideas. I don't give out stuff for free because stuff has been used before. It's like, we want Jeremiah's ideas. We just don't want Jeremiah. That's problematic. So I don't give out stuff for free. It's about Prince's legacy, but you know, Prince respected me that I wouldn't do stuff for free. And that's what it has to come down to. So you have to know your worth. So what feathers will be ruffled? Guess we'll find out. Have I, you know, did Michael Jackson turn down the Batman soundtrack? No. You know, they were going to use his music in the first place, Baby I'm a Star and other places. And he's like, I'll record you original music, although he had some stuff, but I'm sure seeing Kim Basinger really didn't hurt stuff. Just like following Ireland Baldwin on Instagram really doesn't hurt stuff at all. Yeah, I can use this show to shoot my shot. It's not like she's going to see this anyway. Get more confidence in my Prince gear in Michigan than I did in Minnesota. Hey, like I wore the pink You Got the Look shirt a few months back to Nordstrom Rack, and she thought it was the wife thought it was Michael Jackson on my shirt, and I'm like, no, it's Prince. You know, no, like this is like, oh, like I thought it was Prince. She thought it was Michael. And it's a black couple, so don't be thinking anything. It wasn't a Karen, it wasn't a Chad. Let's not go there, okay? So, but yeah, sometimes people get stuff mixed up. Did Kendrick Lamar record music with Prince? There you go. People in MSP are probably used to seeing P gear. Yep. That's sad. You have so much knowledge and degree, you're worth. Thanks. But that's what I'm saying. If I can't help with certain things, I want to help out with other projects and whatnot. But that's just how things are. I will never badmouth someone else to get advanced and stuff. I know it's been done to me. It's just not how I operate. And everything happens for a reason. You have to believe on it. Don't let things harden you. Stay positive. Love yourself. Concentrate on yourself. Stop worrying about what other people do. Just like the lyrics of Love. Worry about you. Check yourself first. Give yourself that positive energy. Give yourself that energy. Don't let anyone live rent-free in your brain. 100%. And people are never going to have the heart that you have or the kindness or the positivity. Again, don't let that harden you. Learn sometimes that it's okay to eliminate friendships that, aren't what they used to be. That, you sometimes keeping it going on or other things that could be more destructive later on. And always trust your gut on things. That it doesn't make you a dick for wanting to cut someone off that may have disrespected you or did other things. It's all part of the journey. And if things are meant to be, there'll be reconciliation later on in life. But be selfish when it comes to you at times. Don't be selfish with your heart, with your love, with your positivity, trying to help people, even though a lot of people aren't that way now. Don't let things harden you. Just be a little bit more selective. That's all. And at the end, that's what it comes down to. I've been done dirty many times when it comes to career stuff and other things. I refuse to go that route. And I'm in a business to where, you being more cunning or more cutthroat, it does get you further. But it's also about longevity and being here for a bit. And I don't look my age. I always try to be healthy because I want to be around for a while, be the Dick Clark of this stuff, get the hair going, do other stuff. We don't need to see all that. But, we'll get it all pampered and looking good for a little bit. But live at the exact moment. Thank you, Vicky. It's all truth. You just need to do stuff. Just be positive. I'm sorry if I'm coming off as a preacher, if it's something to do with it, but it's just, we live in a tough world right now. And, there's been certain things that happened. We're part of thing where history continues to keep happening. Like when we read textbooks, maybe they just weren't updated a lot, but it doesn't seem like a lot of things were going on. For the past 21 years, from September 11th through all these other things, we're constantly living in history. And sometimes we wanted to get back to normal so quick on things where we could have reflected and not let things harden us so much. So here's hoping through this. And, there's going to be stuff that goes on. It won't be called PTSD. It may be called CTSD for COVID. But it's been tough. We're all affected in this in some way or another. That's going to make it hard. Like I know stuff is opening up. I can't wait for it, but I'll be really looking forward to 2022 when we'll be at places and we don't have to wear the mask. And I'm not anti-masker. I'm wearing my mask, other stuff. It's great that places are opening up, but I look forward, because I'm a single dude. You could be talking to a girl and she looks hot and then she's got grills like Mr. Ed. So we don't need any of that. I'm just saying, let's all be safe. Let's all be smart. Let's understand that this vaccine, it doesn't have a microchip in it. We already have a tracking device. It's called our cell phone, guys. So just think about that. And we may need this every once a year. We'll have to see. It could be like a flu shot. We'll just see. But let's just see how things go. But trust me, I don't think our governments are that far ahead to where they can be so advanced. Like, you got to see how things go, but you're mean to tell me that they can put a microchip in a little device and they can't even do this stuff? Come on now. Come on now. So, back to the story at hand. Welcome to America, July 30th. Be my birthday week. And we're going to be celebrating that and so many other things. So looking forward to it. 54 minutes of new music. The Truth coming out before then. I would love to have Steve Park on to talk about the design, talk about his photos. We'll see if that happens. But I appreciate him still doing the work. And cell phones know too much. I went and look. I could be talking about needing stuff for under my eyes, and guaranteed on Facebook later today, there's going to be things selling me under eye stuff. If any of you guys know stuff that really works when it comes to under eyes, so it doesn't look like I do drugs when I don't, please let me know. Would truly appreciate it. I'm a Leo. I know it's hard to believe, and a lot of people that do astrology stuff say you're not a typical Leo. Yeah, a lot of Leos take credit for stuff that they don't do. Sounds like people in the industry, but yeah, I'm that, but I'm not a typical Leo. The only thing Leo about me is my loyalty. And that's what it is. Welcome to America. Great track. Concealer. I already have that. I got a bag of stuff, but I'm not wearing it when I can't dress up as much as I want. Are they going to release any more singles for Welcome to America? I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will be putting stuff out, and they'll hit on YouTube and other stuff. So happening on Google today. That's so true about phones and searches that show up later. I'm telling you, don't worry about what's in the vaccine. It's your phones. And don't be eating at Burger King worried about what's in the vaccine. If you ain't worried about what you're putting in your body, you know. Pacing at 5 and dime yesterday. Awesome. So there you go. Not hard to believe, my former biz partner is Leo. There you go. All right, guys. I can talk with you all night, but I always feel that we cut it off at a point. It makes you craving more. Until next time, I do plan on having Stephen Hill back for part 2. We only got up to 2010, and we need to cover everything from 2010 on. That'll probably be another 3.5 hour conversation. Reach out to him. We're going to be having other people on. I don't like telling people I'm going to have on because then they jack the guest or whatnot. But it's going to be fun, and be telling you some of the things I've been doing during the shows and why you haven't been seeing too much or my background looks different. Church is open to many people on Easter. Having other people in the year when we last heard services. Cool. Much love. Thank you. You're amazing. I try. No, thank you guys. You guys are amazing for your love and support, and for everything that you did for PRN alumni last week, for joining the show, for supporting. Appreciate you guys fully. Thank you again for subscribing on YouTube, for telling people about us, watching Facebook Live, listening on Spotify, Apple Music, other programs. It's just deeply, deeply appreciated. Look forward to checking in with you guys soon. Enjoying Welcome to America with y'all, The Truth, and so much more. As we used to say, what's your favorite Prince release? The next one. When are you looking forward to the next one? I'm with you guys on that. So thank you guys so much for being here worldwide. Till next time. And it'll be always sooner than you think. See you on Clubhouse and other platforms. Till next time. Thank you so much. Keep it funky. Much love.